Here we have a Merit 1540 standard steam engine. Now I have this one connected to a little Multum saw or hacksaw of some description, and these are very much from the same sort of period, sort of 50s, early 60s, both utilising mainly plastic for the saw and sort of plastic, thermal setting plastic for the engine frame of the Merit, which were essentially sort of another brand of J&L Randall, who also sold the SEL signalling and electric limited brand and range of steam engines. This one is using what I've managed to find, a very old Mamod, original Mamod connecting drive band. I had 3 packets of 1950s drive bands, which were originally I think something like 9 pence each, and one of them was already open, so I've decided to use that band since it's of the correct vintage. They seem to be of a better quality, as is everything, unfortunately, from this period. Unfortunately for us in some respects, because the modern day stuff isn't nowhere near as well made. The band is a lot sort of tighter woven or coiled spring, and a much better and easily located and deeper taper to screw into the open end of the band, as I'm sure anyone who's put a Mamod drive band together will testify that they can be absolute sods to actually A, to get to screw in, and then B, to hold. On several occasions I've had them spring off. I had one do it a couple of times at Steam Toys in Action this year. Well, anyway, this one's got its little lamp in position now. I've filled up the displacement lubricator and given everything a good little going over with oil, including the saw itself, and we'll see how well this little setup works. The base plate is not drilled to take Meccano, so what I've done is I've used some Meccano strips to actually anchor this little saw right to the engine frame using one of the engine frame securing bolts. So with a bit of luck, nothing should come adrift. You can see that you know, it's quite an ingenious little mechanism on the saw itself, and it really is hopefully going to be a really interesting little model to see run. Very much say of a sort of 1950s, possibly late 40s sort of era. This was very much a company which was in many respects, especially into the 50s, Mamod's really only competitor, selling a range of 4 engines plus the separate 1560 marine engine. They sort of lasted until 1965, when they stopped making toy steam engines and sold the remaining stock of bits and pieces, including the 1560 marine engines, to Malins, who ultimately then turned out the ME3 using the SEL engine, and dropped the ME2. So anyway, this one will be in steam very shortly. I seem to remember last time I ran it 2 or 3 weeks ago, it put in something like a 25-30 minute run, which is not bad considering it's not a big engine, it's not a big lamp, but it's fairly steam tight. It hasn't got a big cylinder. Those strange SEL very small bore cylinders, so obviously they don't use a great deal of steam, so they're very economic. The downside being that they don't have a great deal of turning power, but they're quite charming little engines, and shortly we'll see this one doing what it does best.